Kaizer Chiefs will take on Siwelele FC and the coaches face a new challenge, that of John Maduga and his boys. But how will the team look like tomorrow? We are going to look at this, and no, they will not be playing a 4-4-2. Let's start in goal and Brendan Peterson. It goes without saying, so nothing much to say there. The second one is Dylan Solomons. Now, this is where we have to go to the shape of the team. So with Brendan Peterson obviously being the goalkeeper here, we also need to show how the other players will be fitting into the team. This is Brendan Peterson, and then Dylan Solomons comes in, and his job is to just move up and down. Is it? No, not really. It is to do that, but and more, because whoever the replay is with on this right-hand side, he will also move in, and you'll find him in these areas. And we've seen him do that a lot, combining with Ulilepo, who would hack the touchline, and then Solomons will be in these areas. But also, when we lose the ball, there he is, going back to being the right back. Which brings us to the next player, and that is Uzita Kwenika, Miguel, and Bradley Cross. I'm counting them all together because their roles when the team plays, Solomons stays here, more like his starting position. You have Bradley Cross, you have Uzita Kwenika, well, Inacio Miguel, and then you have Uzita Kwenika. Now, what these three players do for Chiefs, what these three guys actually do for us, is they serve as, what can I say? They serve as the security, like the backup, like the people who are there at the back, making sure that there is no danger that is going to happen to us. So with Solomons going up and down the pitch, you always need to have a solid backbone that your team will have. So let's go back to the this thing, and then you have Kwenika on the right side, and then you have Miguel here centrally, which also now brings us to Pulemodi, because Pulemodi, as much as we know him a long time ago, people would refer to this position as but 11, 11, but he plays this role. And what Pulemodi does, he comes back when we're defending together with Solomons. So then you end up finding this flat five when Chiefs are defending, with Cross being here, with Miguel being here, and with Uzita Kwenika being here. When we're attacking, these two go up, and obviously these other two guys also move up with them so that they can push up and, stay closer to the box in the halfway line and be available for rotation. If you're enjoying the video so far, please do make sure to subscribe to the channel. 80% of people who watch this channel are not subscribed, which means for every 10,000 people that watch this video, there is 8,000 of you guys who are not subscribed. So if you are not sure whether you're subscribed or not, just check as a belief. Okay, let's continue with the video. Now we're continuing to our midfield. So our midfield will consist of this guy. The first guy being Usibongiseni Mthetho. Although I have this nagging feeling that they should rest him, right? But they won't. Now, let's define their roles again. So if you have Nkosi Ngcobo, he's here, right? If you have Oxim Tetwa, no, it's weird to bala. Oxim Tetwa will be here. In fact, let's swap them around so that we have the positions that we want. So Umtetwa will be on the right hand side of the position, right? So you have Umtetwa being the proper 6. Just don't mind this third number that keeps on popping up. Let me delete it. Okay, so when you have a midfield that looks like this, these numbers keep on popping up, by the way. Yeah, so if you have midfielders here, you are going to have 3 of them. And with the 3 midfielders that you have, 2 of them are sitting as a base collecting the ball, and I will show you now again because yeah. So when you have this, let me show you starting afresh. You have these two, and then you have these three at the back. 1, 2, and then 3, and then as we talked about earlier on, Pulemo dipping here, and then you are going to have, let me move him here, this one not to Pulemodi, and then you have Pulemodi ping on the left, then you have Umthetho as a 6, and then you have Nkosi Ngiphile Ngcobo as an 8. Now this is what happens when Chiefs have the ball. Lomchidalo, he's here when Chiefs, let's say Chiefs are building from the back. When Chiefs are building from the back, you'll see him in these positions deep. But when we don't have the ball, when we have the ball, we are building, he's going to be here supporting whoever is helping build up with the ball. But he moves up with the ball across and be in these areas where he can affect how Chiefs are basically playing. So that's one. The secondary thing that you'll also see with Nkosi Ngiphile Ngcobo is that in the shape, he can also be ahead, and then you'll find Umthetho being sort of a single pivot. Like now, he's alone covering all of this area because he's up, Solomon's moves up, and then Umthetho is going to be Shabalala because he came on in that game and he made a change. So he's going to be here in these areas, and you're going to need your 8 in Khosi Ngiphile Ngcobo being in and around this area so that if these guys are attacking and we have the ball, but it happens that this area is congested and we can't play through, then he's always available to be that option to receive the ball and start the attack again. Which brings us to our right winger, which is Uklodi Lilepo. Now, as I said, with Lilepo, what you'll find is that it's either he's sitting wide and he's letting Utilon Solomons occupy the space. So Solomon starts with his runs from outside to in. Or sometimes if Lilepo starts centrally, then Solomons makes his runs outside. So this group tactic, this pair of them, they have that tactical approach, Yoguti. They are told to be flexible and to be able to rotate this and just constantly do that and confuse defenders. Also, they want to get him in these areas. They also want to get, I just realized I wasn't showing you. I was talking about this rotation between these two. One is inside, one is outside. One is inside, they are rotating. Also, what they want to do is they want him, Ulilepo, because he shoots a lot. They want him to get into these positions where he can shoot because, they want him to shoot. And last but certainly not least is the striker. And I have a feeling that they will still play Ukain Samayo, right? I think they will still play Ukain Samayo. But I want Silva to play. He's a proper striker, man. And I think the more you play Ukain Samayo, the more you are putting him under pressure. Because in the system, right, you have Umshini being the 8, coming closer here. You have Solomons or Lilepo giving us width. Let's just say Lilepo stays central, and then Solomons is wide. What you are now doing, you are getting this guy who's also aerially capable. You are having Silva, who can be your box striker. You are having Lilepo, who's also a very good goal scorer. You're having Mduduzi, who also knows how to finish goals in the box and make things happen. And as a security, you always have Umshini outside the box, who can also shoot. And if he does get the ball, see how many options he has in this area. He can pass the ball there, he can pass the ball here. And depending on what the coaches decide, the ball can be played inside the box, the ball can be played inside the box from that side. And I'm talking about playing the ball inside the box specifically because to even get to this area, we would have had to play the ball, obviously. So Umshin is just that person who's there to rotate the ball. And to those people who are always complaining about Oaks making back passes, most of the times when teams win the ball, they have their keeper. I know we've already covered this, but They are defending this box of theirs when teams are playing against Chiefs. They are defending the box. Let's just say they go with the 6 in the box because, they are defending. Their right midfielder is here, defending the width of the box, the trauma of that. Their striker is here, maybe if he's outside the block, even their number 10 drops. And they are just in this area. Usually when the ball leaves this area, what will happen is that the ball is kicked long. It gets to Mteto. When Mteto gets the ball, he's usually under pressure. So if you personally want him to make a risk and lose the ball in this area, because it's not like they stay here. Sometimes they will push up and be in this area. And one person is here for security. Oxon gets the ball, he tries to play and should be playing safe passes if he doesn't have to force things. Because imagine losing the ball while Ukwinika is here wanting the ball, Ukros is here wanting the ball. You lose the ball in this position, guess what's going to happen? This guy gets the ball, he's gone. He's 1v1 with Miguel. But what also tends to happen is that as the ball is here, obviously the team is trying to get out. So this guy is making a forward run. This guy is also making a forward run in support. This guy is moving up. This guy is moving up. So if Mteto gets the ball and he loses it here, then the next thing you know, they are here. The next thing you know, they are here. Obviously, we'll be tracking back, so it won't be an offside, and then they can score. So I will say, Mteto, play safe passes, as many of them as you can. But we do need goals tomorrow, and that is why we need to play silver. But what do you guys think? Do let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.